Hey everyone, and welcome back to GS Coins, your #1 source for rare coin insights, fascinating facts, and real market values from around the world. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. In today's video, we're going back to Australia, a country with some of the most iconic and collectible coins in modern history. We're going to talk about the 1973 Australian 50-cent coin, a unique piece that may not look extraordinary at first glance, but depending on its condition and mint characteristics, it could be worth much more than face value in 2025. So if you have one of these coins or are simply curious about its history and current value, stick around. This could be the coin you've been overlooking. History and background. Let's start with a bit of history. The 50-cent coin was first introduced in Australia in 1966, and originally it was made of 80% silver. However, due to the rising price of silver, the coin was redesigned and reissued in 1969 with a cup-row nickel composition and a larger dodecagonal 12-sided shape that became instantly recognizable. The 1973 Australian 50-cent coin is part of this newer series, cupronickel and dodecagonal, and it features the Arnold machine portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side. On the reverse side is the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, with a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield, surrounded by wheat and a star. It's a national symbol packed with meaning and beautiful detail. The 1973 issue might seem like just another coin in the series, but it holds a special place for collectors, especially those looking to complete full-year sets or who are hunting for high-grade examples. Now let's talk numbers. In 1973, Australia minted approximately 4.6 million 50-cent coins. Compared to other years, like 1980 with over 20 million coins, this makes 1973 a low mintage year, especially for the cup-row nickel series. That relatively small mintage means fewer coins in circulation, and even fewer have survived in excellent or uncirculated condition. Many were used daily, got worn down, and were never stored properly. As a result, finding a 1973 50-cent coin in top condition today is getting harder and harder. There are no known major mint errors for this year, but high-grade examples from proof sets, mint rolls, or coin dealers are considered premium among Australian collectors. Let's talk about condition, because this can make all the difference. A circulated 1973 50-cent coin will often show wear on the Queen's hair, the emu's feathers, and the fine details in the shield. These coins are still collectible, but they won't command high prices. A coin in very fine to extremely fine condition retains most details and starts gaining collector interest. A mint state, MS, or uncirculated coin with full original luster, no scratches, and sharp design is where the real value lies. And of course, a proof coin or a coin graded professionally by PCGS or NGC with a grade of MS65 or higher can fetch a premium. So check your coin closely. Use a magnifying glass and compare it to grading charts online to get a rough idea of where it stands. All right, let's get into the current 2025 market value in US dollars. A circulated 1973 Australian 50-cent coin in average condition typically sells for around 2 to 4 USD. In very fine to extremely fine condition, values rise to $5 to $10 USD. An uncirculated coin, especially if kept in a collection or coin flip, may sell for $15 to $30 USD. High-grade certified coins, especially graded MS64 or above, can go for $50 to $100+ USD, depending on the buyer and the market at the time. The value also depends on demand and market trends. In Australia, collectors who need this coin to complete a set from the 1970s are especially willing to pay more for a high-quality example. Online platforms like eBay, Numista, and Australian auction houses have all recorded solid sales for this coin, especially in top grades. If you have a 1973 50-cent coin, and you're wondering what to do with it, here are a few tips. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin damages its surface and reduces its value. Store it properly. Use a coin flip or capsule to prevent scratches. Check the rim and edges for any possible errors or misstrikes. Compare with online listings to see how your coin stacks up. If it looks flawless, consider getting it graded by a professional service. Even if your coin isn't worth a fortune, it's a piece of Australian history and part of a beautiful national series, well worth preserving. So there you have it, the full story behind the 1973 Australian 50-cent coin. While it may not make you a millionaire, it's definitely one of the more collectible coins from the early 1970s, especially when it comes to lower mintage numbers and the challenge of finding high-quality examples. Next up, the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin. This coin might still be found in circulation, but there are some surprising things to know about its mintage, design, and most importantly, its value in today's market, especially if it's in good condition or better. Stick around, because you might just have one of these coins sitting in your collection or pocket that's worth more than you think in 2025. Let's begin with the history. The Australian 50-cent coin, as we know it today, dodecagonal in shape and made of cupro nickel, was first introduced in 1969, replacing the round silver 50-cent coin issued in 1966. Since then, it has become one of the most recognizable coins in Australia. The 1994 Australian 50-cent coin follows the standard design. On the obverse side, we have the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Macluf, which was used from 1985 to 1998. The Queen faces to the right, wearing the royal diadem. The reverse side features the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, with a kangaroo and emu supporting a shield that displays the badges of Australia's 6 states. Although the 1994 coin doesn't feature a commemorative design, it remains an important piece in any year set, especially for collectors aiming to gather every year of circulation coins. In terms of mintage, the 1994 50-cent coin had around 15.9 million coins produced for circulation. While that number may seem high, it is actually moderate compared to some other years in the 1990s, such as 1993 or 1996, which had significantly lower mintage figures. Because of this, the 1994 50-cent coin is not considered extremely rare, but condition plays a crucial role in determining its true market value. Most coins found in change today are heavily circulated. However, uncirculated and proof examples from mint sets can fetch much more. There are no widely known mint errors for this year, but some collectors do seek out high-grade examples or coins with off-center strikes or die cracks, which can slightly raise their value. Let's talk about the importance of condition. A circulated 1994 50-cent coin, which has been used in regular transactions, will show signs of wear, especially around the fine details of the Queen's hair and the emu's feathers. A coin in very fine VF or extremely fine EF condition will retain most of its design details and may still have some mint luster. Coins in uncirculated UNC or brilliant uncirculated BU condition, typically from mint rolls or annual sets, are the ones that collectors prize. If the coin has been professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC and it achieves a grade of MS64 or higher, its value can increase significantly. So if you think your 1994 coin is in particularly good shape, it might be worth taking a closer look, or even getting it professionally graded. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. What is the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin worth in 2025? In US dollars, the value depends entirely on condition, circulated condition, average wear. Worth about 75 cents to $2 USD. Very fine to extremely fine condition, worth about $2 to $4 USD uncirculated condition from mint sets or rolls. Typically valued at 5 to 10 USD high-grade certified coins, MS64 or higher, can sell for 15 to 30 plus USD depending on demand. Keep in mind, these are estimated online market prices from auctions, coin dealers and collectors forums. As always, condition and demand play a huge role in final value. If you own a 1994 50-cent coin, here are some quick tips. Inspect it carefully. Use a magnifying glass to check for clarity, scratches, and rim condition. Don't clean it. Cleaning can reduce value by damaging the original finish. Store it safely. Use a coin flip or capsule to protect the coin from wear and humidity. Look out for mint sets. Coins from 1994. Royal Australian mint sets are usually in superb condition and hold more value. Compare on eBay or Numista. Check current sales to get a feel for real-time market trends. Even if it's not a rare coin yet, high-quality examples are becoming harder to find as the years go by, so hang on to it if you have a good one. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin. While it may not be the rarest coin on the market, it's a solid collectible from a fascinating decade in Australia's numismatic history. And it's definitely a coin worth keeping an eye on, especially in high grades. Next up, the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin. If you have one of these lying around in your collection or pocket, don't skip this video. You might just be holding on to a small piece of Australia's modern numismatic history that could be worth more than face value in 2025. So let's jump right in and explore what makes this coin special and how much it's worth in today's coin market, in US dollars. The 50-cent coin is one of the most iconic coins in Australian currency. The dodecagon, or 12-sided shape, was introduced in 1969, replacing the original round silver coin issued in 1966. The 1998 version follows the traditional design used for many years. On the obverse of the coin, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This effigy was used on Australian coins from 1985 through 1998, making 1998 the final year that this particular portrait appeared on the 50-cent piece. That fact alone makes it noteworthy for collectors who specialize in design transitions. On the reverse, the coin features the detailed Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. This includes the shield representing the 6 states of Australia, flanked by a kangaroo and an emu, 2 animals that cannot walk backwards, symbolizing progress. The coin is made of cupro-nickel, with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, and weighs about 15.55 grams. Now let's look at the mintage numbers. The Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 23.2 million of these coins in 1998. This makes it a common coin in circulation, but not the highest minted 50-cent coin of the decade. Because of the relatively high mintage, the coin isn't considered rare on its own. However, collectors still value it for specific reasons. It marks the last year of the Makhlouf effigy, which is significant for numismatic sets. Some coins were issued in mint and proof sets, which are usually in pristine, uncirculated condition. High-grade examples are getting harder to find as circulation wears coins down. Coin condition is crucial when determining value. Here's what you should look for. Circulated coins will show signs of wear, dull luster, smooth edges, and fading details. Very fine, VF, to extremely fine, EF, coins retain sharper design features, but still show signs of use. Uncirculated coins, especially from official mint sets, maintain original luster and show no signs of handling. Professionally graded coins, especially those rated MS63 or higher, are where the real collector value starts to show. If you think your 1998 coin is in excellent shape, consider protecting it in a holder or even sending it for professional grading. Let's talk money. How much is the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin worth in the current market? Here are the estimated values in 2025, converted to US dollars, circulated condition. Typically sells for 70 cents to $1.50 USD. Not much more than face value, but still collectible. Very fine to extremely fine condition. Worth around 2 to 3 US dollars depending on clarity and shine. Uncirculated condition, these can sell for 4 to 8 US dollars. Coins from official mint sets fall into this category. High-grade certified coins, MS-63 to MS-65, can fetch 10 to 25 US dollars, especially from collectors seeking a complete effigy year run. Keep in mind, values can vary depending on collector demand, and the platform, eBay, coin shows, or private dealers might all have slightly different prices. Here are some useful tips if you have the 1998 50-cent coin. Don't clean your coin. This lowers the value instantly. Store it properly. Use coin flips or capsules to protect it from moisture and scratches. Look for mint sets. Uncirculated coins from the 1998 Royal Australian Mint sets are more desirable. Check for errors. While no major errors are known for this year, always inspect for off-center strikes or die cracks that could increase its value. Keep an eye on auctions. Prices can go up unexpectedly depending on collector interest. Even if this coin isn't rare today, remember that low mintage years from the 1990s are becoming more sought after as collectors complete their sets. So holding on to a high-grade 1998 coin could be a smart move for the future. That wraps up our look at the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin. While it may not be the rarest coin in Australia's history, it's definitely a piece of interest, especially for those collecting by design type, decade, or effigy. If you have one in excellent condition, it's definitely worth keeping safe. Next up, the 2000 Australian 50-cent coin. It may seem like a common coin at first glance, but as we'll uncover today, even modern coins like this can carry hidden value, especially if they're in good condition or come from special mint sets. Stick with me as we explore this coin's design, its historical context, its rarity, and its real-world value in 2025, all converted to US dollars for our global viewers. Coin background, 120 to 3. The 50-cent coin has been a staple of Australia's decimal currency system since it was introduced in 1966. By the year 2018-2000, the 50-cent coin had already been through several design and portrait changes. However, the standard 2000 issue kept to a classic format that collectors still appreciate. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which was introduced in 1999 and replaced the previous Raphael Makhlouf effigy. This 2000 coin was just the second year of use for the Rank Broadley design on Australian coinage, giving it some added collector interest. The reverse displays the traditional Australian coat of arms, complete with a kangaroo, emu, and shield, representing Australia's 6 states. A design created by master engraver Stuart Devlin. It's beautifully detailed and one of the most iconic reverse designs in Australian coin history. Mintage and rarity, 3 to 5. In the year 2000, the Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 16.6 million standard 50-cent coins. This is not an especially high mintage for a circulating coin, making the 2000 issue slightly harder to find today compared to other years in the late 1990s and early 2000s. There were also collector versions of the 50-cent coin in 2000. Mint set coins were struck with special care and better quality. Proof coins were released in limited numbers for serious collectors. Although not a low-mintage coin, the relatively lower production run and the transition to the new Queen's portrait make the 2000 edition stand out for collection sets. Condition and grading, 5 to 630. Just like with any coin, condition plays a major role in value. Let's break down what this means. Circulated coins may have scratches, dullness, or worn edges. These are the most common. Very fine VF to extremely fine EF coins. Show moderate signs of wear but retain sharper design details. Uncirculated UNC coins. No wear at all, often with full luster. Proof coins, struck with polished dies and blanks, creating mirror-like surfaces. If you've got a circulated 2000 coin but it's still shiny with minimal wear, it could fetch a better price than you think. Market value in 2025, 630 to 8. Now let's get into the part everyone's waiting for. The 2025 market value of the 2000 Australian 50-cent coin in US dollars. Circulated condition. Typically sells for 75 cents to $1.50 USD on average. A little above face value for international collectors. Very fine to extremely fine. These coins can go for $2 to $3.50 USD, depending on shine and detail. Uncirculated condition, UNC, expect values between 5 to 9 USD, especially if the coin has been well preserved or came from a mint set. Proof coins. These are more valuable and can fetch 15 to 25 US dollars, depending on presentation and demand. Always remember, demand, rarity, and visual appeal influence market price. Selling through platforms like eBay or specialist coin dealers can often result in different price ranges. Collector tips, 8 to 9:30. If you're holding a 2000 Australian 50-cent coin, here's how to protect and potentially increase its value. Avoid cleaning the coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce value.